But then the interesting question is the English.
It's okay, it's fine. I said too.
Mic check 1 2. Audible. Brian, mic check 1 2. Audible.
1 2 1 2.
Beep. Sharp Fede XA, guys. Sharp Fede XA. Welcome to the debut, the first ever episode of While We Wait. So now, welcome, guys. This is a social commentary forum podcast for everyone, Zimbabweans outside of Zimbabwe and the rest of Africa, guys. This is the first podcast that is meant for you and everyone whom you know. Tell your auntie, tell your gogo, tell your dad, tell your mother, whoever, that While We Wait is now here. So we've been waiting for this, and this is the cheers, guys. So While We Wait is a social commentary forum for entrepreneurs, creatives, business people, and everyone who's doing exceptional things in and outside of Zimbabwe, in and outside of Africa. We are saying, whilst we wait for your Grammy, for you artists, while we wait for your next biggest break for entrepreneurs and business people, come through, let's sit down, let's chop it up. And for the first episode ever, guys, today I'm chopping it up. Get used to these faces, guys. I'm introducing these faces because you have to get used to them. First up, it's
the father of the truth, the black skin messiah.
Yeah, sure. And secondly, guys, she is so amazing. She's talented in everything. And it took time for me to convince her to be part of this podcast, guys. Introducing
Usta. My name is Tar, guys. Intombi esithandayo, intombi esuka emadobo. Salibonani lonke, makadi. How are you guys? How are you doing today? So it's been a long time coming.
Yeah,
We've
sure.
waited for a very, very, very long time for this to finally get started. Honestly, I'm very nervous. I'm so nervous, but I'm also excited to be part of this. I'm very much hoping that this is going to be a fruitful journey for everyone, an educational journey for everyone, and also entertaining as well. So roll with us, ladies and gentlemen. Have fun with us, chill with us, talk with us, listen as we discuss issues that are happening around the country, that are happening on our day-to-day lives. So as we are about to begin,
don't forget the fun. Don't forget the fun part. We are here for the fun. We are
Of
here
course.
For you. We are here for you because we need you to speak to us. Wait, is it called Twitter or it's now X?
Is X.
Yeah. So speak to us to our X. No, to X. Yeah. Speak to us via X, guys. Facebook, everywhere, Instagram. We're there. While we wait, ZW. Initials is www.zw. Find us on all social media platforms, ladies and gentlemen. Mm-hmm. So today is the 1st of October, man. It's a big privilege starting on this day because what else is in October, guys? What else is in October? We have breast. Yeah,
Cancer.
they kept on correcting. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month,
Mm-hmm.
which means the whole month of October is. So what does it mean to you, like man to man? Man to man, what
Okay.
does breast cancer mean to you?
We're really looking deep into the plight of those who are overlooked and the demographic that's suffering from this scourge, cancer. And a lot of people are suffering from it and they do not know that they're suffering from it. So it's the awareness bit is us waking up to fight this problem.
And it's such a weird thing. Before we started shooting this podcast, I was having a conversation with someone, and then I was telling them that last year I was part of a campaign.
Right.
Yeah, it was a breast cancer awareness march.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and also, guys, before we even get it deep into this, shout out to our main sponsor, the people who are making this happen, Jacaranda Culture and Media Corporation. I think I'm so excited. Yeah. So last year, we did a breast cancer awareness march, and that was the first time I actually got to know that if breast cancer alone affects even men.
Right.
And I was like, how does that happen? Did you know?
Well, ngikuzwe lami namhlanje when you guys were discussing it,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, this is interesting.
Mhm.
But I think in the corner, I mean, wonke
Yeah.
umuntu ulazi isifuba, ngithi.
Yeah.
So generally, I think yes, everyone is affected.
So then, like during the march, we were marching from we were in Mbare, and then it so happens that we marched for, I think it was a kilometer, if ever anyone can correct me. Yeah, we marched a kilometer to my Misodzi Hall, and then this is where they were teaching us how to do, like, even for men, guys. So even guys should take note of this, whereby you need to do tests every day, like finding out if you have any lumps. If you find out, especially for this month, I'm hoping all medical centers are being open to this month and saying that they are taking people who are coming through with symptoms. So you need to actually, if you have the access to Google, and if you're watching this podcast, of course, you're on the internet. But then, yeah, you need to find the steps of checking for breast cancer, male or female or any other. Yeah, so you need to start checking for breast cancer, and then you find out if you have any symptoms. And if you have any symptoms, please find medical consultation, because breast cancer is a real thing, guys. And then this month of October, we're taking awareness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think this is a really important piece of information that you just gave me. I might actually have been a sufferer of this problem, because back in 2017, I actually did have a lump somewhere here, and I didn't know what that thing was. So maybe I need to go and get checked. Probably.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah, I did have a lump, so I think it's important that men know that they can suffer from breast cancer just like women.
Yeah. So I think eventually, moving on to other topics, guys, while we wait, it goes as broad as all the topics. And speaking of the sponsors that we're dealing with, guys, there's a big headline.
Right.
Very big headline. I think I have to put the microphone.
Bring it
close.
on.
Guys,
Bring it on.
for the first time. Excuse. But for the first time ever, the National Art Merit Awards is moving to Bulawayo. Basically, this is a place whereby groups you can relate.
Kwantutu ziyathu.
Everything was 1, 2, 2. So,
Yeah.
like, it means a lot for so many people, especially for people who are in Bulawayo or surrounding areas. Me, I come from
Right.
Gwanda, guys. Tell where you come from.
Matopos.
Matopos is how many?
It's like
Estimately.
25 to 30 Ks from Bulawayo down south. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And for those who do not know, Matopos is a place that is situated in Matabeleland South, in Zimbabwe, Africa. And then it's a heritage site whereby you can actually go and see rocks and all of that. Guys, visit Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is one of the coolest places in the whole of SADC. And people still haven't understood how much Zimbabwe has to offer from artistry, culture. Guys, we have the 7th wonder of the world. World of the wonder.
I will. Yeah, but indeed, we do have a lot. Because if
Yeah.
you look at Matopos on its own, it's a tourist attraction site. You know, there are a lot of places that you could see. There are beautiful lodges. Amanye akhelwe emadwaleni, like they didn't use any building material of any kind. You know, it was. You know, it's very nice. Like it's a nice place. Ulama game park. You know, the Rod's Grave, Footy, Corner.
Castle there, something.
Yes, Matopo Hills as well.
Very controversial. That's great. Very controversial. But
Yes.
then, before we delve too deep into that one, guys, I'm still on the concept of saying the National Art Merit Awards is moving to Bulawayo. This is the only awards platform that is offering a wide array of meriting people from different disciplines. So people do sculpture, paintings, graphic designing, everyone is in there. So imagine them being, this might be biased, but then I call Bulawayo the culture hub of Zimbabwe.
Right.
Those who have any opinions, and right now, guys, put it down in the comments. We are live at www.zw. So what do you guys think about Namo moving to Bulawayo?
Yeah, I think it's a really good move. Like it shows inclusivity, and looking at Bulawayo, like you just said, arts are nourished and nurtured in that place. So I think it's a good move.
Yeah, I also think it's very accommodative for the Namas to move to Bulawayo. At least have a change of scenery. Do it in a different place. Have people who are not able to come to the Namas because of the distance being able to attend as well. So I think it's good.
And this is for the first time in over 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because the last time, so 2023, guys, my math is bad, but from 2023, 10 years back, that is 2013. Yeah.
Right.
I was still in. No, I was not in high school. For those who wanted to calculate my age, I was not in high school. Yeah. So I think this will be a very great opportunity, also considering that, just like you said, that it's a different change of scenery. We are tapping into different cultures, like lothando lwabantu abakhuluma isiNdebele.
Right.
You get it? And also considering that Bulawayo is situated in a place that has over, guys, please correct me if I'm wrong, Bulawayo is situated in the Rainbow Province, whereby we have over 16 native languages. Do you know that? In Zimbabwe, we have over 16 native languages.
We do.
Oh, we do have in Zimbabwe. I didn't know Bulawayo carries that.
Bro,
spectrum.
no, hold it there.
Word.
Yeah.
Like, from where I come from, Gwanda, to be specific, we have Sutu, we have Isutu, we have Isvenda in Baybridge, we have Iskalanga in Plumtree.
Yep.
We have Iskalanga in Plumtree. We have
Ulamatonga as well.
Tonga's Binga, that would be Mat North.
Mat North, and?
Yeah, that would be Mat North. But
there are still people abakhuluma isiTonga futhi within that area.
Yeah. So guys, like I think the only thing that I keep on encouraging people, especially when it comes to people that I actually work with on a day-to-day, is if you are in Zim, you need to invest in more than 2 languages outside of English. Kiwa, Chirungu, guys. You talk about Chirungu the whole day. But come to flex with some Tonga. I mean, Henda, like we literally have vendor people down south, like in Baybridge. Yeah. So which means one or the other, we are one country, so we need to invest in that whole cultural perspective of being able to communicate.
That's true.
Yeah. In our own comfort zones.
Yeah.
Apart from English is from
Not
America. Yeah. So, but still going back to the main topic, I think I'm still really excited about the lineup that Nama is still here to bring in Bulawayo. You know, because we have other people who come from Bulawayo who performed in the Namas.
Right.
People like Manain, people like Asaf, people like Mimi Tarukwana. I think she performed recently. Yeah. So Nama being able to bring people all the way from Bulawayo, Baybridge, and all these other places to Harare.
Yeah.
What more if it's now in Bulawayo?
Bulawayo,
Yeah, which means now we have access to. Of course, there's gonna be, like, I'm a really biased person, but then if I think of Bulawayo, I'm thinking easy acts. Like, there are some of the acts that are just there, but then of course we won't delve into that because we don't know what they are still here to bring. Yeah. But then moving on to other news, I'm a person who's so much into social media, guys. I don't know. What's your Instagram handle, bro?
I am Black Skin Messiah.
Interesting.
Why didn't I even expect that? Why didn't I even expect that?
Oh my goodness.
So,
yeah.
There's a lot of aspects of being a black person that we don't appreciate for the reason that we are exposed to a bigger world and see it as a bigger world. Yet where we are is actually more explosive than what we see outside. That's where the aspect of being black skin messiah. It's not me, it's you. You are your black skin messiah. You are your black skin messiah.
You're giving Wakanda vibes. like when Wakanda dropped, every black person, like from America, everyone wanted just to be related with it.
Of course.
So we were all Black Panthers, like T'Challa, R.I.P. Chadwick, R.I.P. Chadwick. But then I'm still interested, bro. Like, Messiah is a very heavy word. Like, speaking religiously, speaking socially. If ever you're introducing yourself to someone and you're telling them that, yo, Star,
Black Skin Messiah.
Yes.
I'm
Messiah.
So by dictionary definition, the Messiah is a savior of some sort.
Right.
So with my theme, you saving yourself are your Messiah. So simple as that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to delve deep. I still feel like it's too early. It's too early, Like we've been sharing a whole lot of these conversations. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, there's a book of mine that you have.
Okay.
What is it called?
Window.
What is it called? Speak into the microphone, Stan.
No, I'm kind of
What's the
forgetting.
book called?
Like, wait.
She's too late. She's too late. The book is called Indaba My Children. It's by Credo Mutwa.
Right.
Yeah. So that book, you haven't read it.
Guilty.
So that is one of like the richest books that you can find in African culture. Last time I was sharing with you a book called the book
of the Living Dead.
Yes, the book of the Egyptian Book of the Living Dead. Yes, that's a very interesting book, guys. But then, so speaking more into, I think we're slightly leaning into it.
Yeah.
Speaking more into black culture and Pan-Africanism, you get it. What does it mean for you to be able to be safe to communicate your Africanism, and how do you do that? I think let's start there. This would be a very dope topic for a podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. To analogize it simply, I'm a fish in water when I connect to my roots. So, as I was saying, me trying to learn culture from overseas leaves me in a place where I continually have to connect and try to connect. But in my root, it's just one plug-in and I'm sorted. Spiritually, finances. There was that. Finances, people were rich before other cultures came to our motherland. Financially, we are now stunted because someone came and took what was ours and left us in poverty. So, I'm a fish in water when I'm connected to my own roots.
That's smart.
That's very smart. I think, when was it? Was it yesterday? When I was watching a movie that was telling me that most people are invested in, picture this, you take a seed, but because you're a perfectionist, you take a seed, you plant it, you get it. After 3 days, you're like, no, this soil is not bloom enough. You take it out, you go and plant it somewhere.
Yeah.
You get it? And then you come back. So I feel like there's a certain disconnect. I still stand to be corrected. This is a very neutral ground, guys. While We Wait is a neutral podcast that takes all opinions. And we're saying that we need you guys to actually inform us as we also research and gather information to bring to you. So where we're going with it is we're saying if ever you repeatedly plant the same seed over and over again, you're not giving it time to germinate.
Yeah.
You get it? So either way, patience is a very big key for African people.
Yes.
Because we are starting from a disadvantaged standpoint.
Right.
And for us to be able to build anything from infrastructure to your boma socio-political structures, you get it? We need to be properly educated about who we are.
Exactly.
And guys, I would really want you guys to put your digital hands together, guys who are at home and then guys who are here. Guys who are at the back, please put your hands together. I'm still here to say. Guys, we are celebrating, we celebrated actually, and this is a big did you know factor. The African New Year is on 23 September. Every year, 23 September, guys. Of course, there is the Gregorian calendar that says that our African New Year is in
1st of January.
Please say it for the people at the back.
1st of January.
Exactly. But then, for my own research and discovering, I figured out that, and I've celebrated this culture for, I think, 2 years now. I'm still new to this, so I'm still learning and I'm still trying to germinate.
Yeah.
I think you will be the best person to talk about these things. Can you tell us something about that?
It's really important to note that our African calendar is 13 months it's different from the Gregorian calendar.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a Roman inception, and with them conquering most of the territories in the world, also put into the system the 12-month calendar. To note is how odd that we are on the 1st of October today. Oct actually means 8, but it's the 10th month of the year. So there's a lot for us to learn from an African perspective, that we are following things that we don't actually understand.
I agree with you like 1000% there, because I'm actually so astonished. I did not know that our African calendar says New Year's on the 23rd of September. Like, guys.
Guys, okay. I think I'll be out here releasing a lot of information, because I'm the person who knows a lot about and a lot of nicknames and all of that. But
Right.
yeah, she forgot that in her intro. We had worked it out, but then she forgot it. What does Cebisa Makosi mean? Please explain that for other people who do not understand the language and the appreciation of what Cebisa Makosi Pumap.
Okay. Basically, Cebisa Makosi is part of my clan names.
Okay.
Right. It's a long list of clan
By
names.
the way, you're Nguni on the way.
Swati. Yes.
Swaziland!
Give me a
Mountains,
I'm from there also.
Really?
You know why in
Interesting.
Swaziland, guys, we are in deep. Swaziland, we are
Yeah.
in deep. Yeah, yes, yes,
So, our ancestors, like Mas Kanyela, lapho sisuka khona vele emva, angithi. Our ancestors they were of royalty.
Okay.
So abomkhulu bethu, they were advisors to the king.
She's giving Shaka.
So
advice,
that's
guys.
where the whole Cebisa Makosi thing comes from.
Okay.
So it's basically ngathi istemo.
Okay.
You know, so it's one of my clan names.
What is this demo in Shona?
Like your surname, Unoyerachi Mutupo, right? Yes.
Stemo,
Exactly.
Stemo in Debele, guys. Yeah.
So the thing is, we don't have animals like kuti tinoera shumba kana kuti tinoera, you know, mbizi or any other animal. No,
Yeah.
we don't. We have clan names that is mostly connected to our forefathers. Their names, you know, it's a list of names. So that's what we use when we are, you know, clan praises, when we're aswonga, or, you know, ngaufunukumbiza. Mahlatshwayo, that's my surname. Mahlatshwayo is my surname. So ngathi Mahlatshwayo, Cebisa Makosi, and a whole lot of the other.
Guess what Hlatshwayo is?
Yeah.
It's a Nungu.
No. Actually, there's a difference between, because Lavo Hlatshwayo, there are Hlatshwayos that come from Chipinge. Right.
Okay.
Even the spelling is different. Like if you check on the spelling, I think in a T something. I don't know. It's not TSH like mine,
Right.
but in Shona. Those ones, they are the ones because they wanted to fit in when this whole migration thing was happening.
okay.
I mean, no times move from one place to the other. So they wanted to fit in.
Okay.
And vanga vashika panzvimbo yevanhu vanenge vachiti isu tinoera chakati. So they gave themselves something to also say tinoera ich.
Okay.
That's the Nungu thing, but we don't have that.
Understood.
You know. Yeah.
Understood.
Actually, I think it's giving. Still going back to the same thing that I was talking about. Yeah, it still goes back to those who've been actually watching references like modern references like Shaka Ilembe, whereby whenever they actually go to the other kingdom, when they get there, they're like Nyambose, they're like Kajwa, you know. So these are not things that you can actually properly identify as in that is the animal.
Yeah.
So I think this is where if it's not dialect, this is where the tribal difference is. It's not a division because Africa is one, which is why like we have syllables from Swahili that actually matter in.
It's just identifying root.
So for me, where we are getting these references for those who actually think these people are actually saying their own thing, there are references like there's a place in Mpumalanga, right, that has the original Adam's calendar. if you guys didn't know, there's a place whereby it has the Adam's calendar, one of the most ancient, oldest clocks that shows time, shows date.
Okay.
Yeah, and then talking about it, talk with him.
Inzalo yelanga.
Inzalo yelanga.
Ooh.
Hey, father of the truth. Yeah, so it's also called the Kemet calendar. If you have to look it up on Google.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Kemet calendar entails the original geographical calendar of Africa.
Oh.
You get it? Because kunoku in Zimbabwe, the time we say New Year chibake chinenge cha.
Yeah.
Right.
Like umumbi yakusukhulile like
Yes.
chibake chinenge chakuti kubuda
Ndevu.
yeah, chibake chinenge chakuti kubuda ndevu.
Yeah.
But then what we're saying is, if Chinese people celebrate Chinese New Year in February,
Right.
you get it? Which means their spring, the time when plants shoot. Wait, that's spring, right? The time when plants shoot
Yeah, spring.
out of the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. So their spring is basically in February.
Yeah.
Yeah. So looking at Africa, our spring, this side, our spring is in September 23. And guys, please correct me if I'm wrong, guys. For those who were paying attention, on September 23, and someone was saying it was September 26, but I still stand to argue, September 23, it rained in Harare.
The first rain, the very
It
first
rained, the
rain.
first rains of the
Yeah.
year went September 23
Yeah.
to 26.
Yeah.
I'm still standing to be corrected, and we do have our fact checker who is the behind of the background, and she's still yet to tell us the original, and she still looks up for the facts, guys. We are saying this is While We Wait podcast, episode 1. Beep, 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 beep. I'm excited, guys. I'm really excited because, like, we've been talking about this podcast, man.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
Yeah, so whilst we've been waiting for While We Wait, we are now here and giving justice to the people, saying, this is your episode, guys. This is your episode. So, also, this is a very interesting month, guys. A part of it being being October, and a part of it being the breast cancer awareness month. Guys, we are in partnership with one of the biggest social media platforms, Eyes of 263. Shut up! Put your hands together, guys. Don't be jealous. Put it together. Yeah, so guys, While We Wait is proudly sponsored by Eyes of 263, guys. These are the people who actually make us shine. They put us in front of the media. They put us in front of over, I won't say the number, but just go on their social media platforms and check out how many people we have attention on. So guys, if you guys have been paying attention to the entertainment industry in Zimbabwe, what do you think about 3 international shows happening in the same day? Is it us going big, or this was an unintentional clash?
Hi, imangu khanyele lami. I don't know ukuthi sikumise njani. Because ungakhanyela the people involved, I know.
Hold it.
I think it's a colossal mess up in terms of the followership for all of these people. They get split and have to choose someone to follow. It's polarizing the following for these people, and I think it's not necessary. I really think there's a mess up in organizing there. The promoters should have had a synchronizing.
Let
to me, my bro.
Zimbabwe has, guys, please correct me again. Zimbabwe has over 13 million people.
30?
13.
Okay, thank you.
13 million people.
Yeah.
So devising these, because these events are staged in different, 2 are in one city, then the other one is in another city. You get it?
Yeah.
So imagine devising, how many people like Era Star? Like Era Star sang the song. Ish. Yeah, but she's very...
No, but you know what happens? But you know what happens with these shows now?
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. Uncle Rick Ross came and people still went.
Guys, if I'm to bring slightly biased facts, you get it? According to my research, which is very much personal opinion, Rick Ross Hey, shout out to the boss. Shout out to the boss. All due respect. But then Rick Ross Phil was part of a show in South Africa whereby he was not the headliner, but he was part of the whole entourage. You get it?
Yeah.
It was an outdoor venue, and which was sorry for dropping name, but I think it was Castlelight Unlock. Yeah, whereby it had a whole wide array of international artists.
Oh.
But then in Zim, the ticket was slightly higher for him to be a headliner. You get it?
Yeah.
So I think I think there is something that we need to figure out in the Zimbabwean entertainment industry. For example, guys, you were speaking about patriotism.
Yeah.
You get it? So are you saying it's being patriotic attending Japreza Wingidi in Makati
Yeah.
than going to... Come on, guys, this is the Kusheshe hitmaker.
No, I think
he recently dropped an album. They are doing an African tour with Nasty C.
I have my own reasons.
Wow.
I have my own
Of
reasons.
course,
Yeah, so I'm saying
Yeah.
he's a hit maker in his own right, but he's not my particular taste. And again, me being loyal to my own countrymen serves to maybe bring them up sooner than later, because they do need the financial bump.
Right.
They need the mileage more than Casper Nyovest does, because Casper Nyovest has already made it in my view. So I need Japreza to go up to that level and then be a superstar like Casper Nyovest.
Ooh, you're sparking a very interesting topic right there. You're sparking a very interesting topic right there.
But I think
We'll hold it, guys. We'll hold it right there. Guys, this is why we wait. The podcast. Proudly sponsored by JCMC Chakaranda Culture and Media Corporation, guys. And in partnership with Eyes of 263, we are here engaging with you. We are saying look us up on all our social media platforms. Look at us up on X, that was formerly Twitter. Look us up on Facebook. Look us up on Instagram. And if you're lucky, look us up on WhatsApp. You know, you might probably get my number. I'm saying. But then that is a very interesting topic, bro, because you're saying Casper Nyovest and Nasty C are doing an international tour right now.
Yeah.
You get it? Because they're going all African. But then the interesting question is the English.
It's okay, it's fine. As you said.
So Zamuguti, are our headliners able to do the same headlining that they do in Zim in other countries? You get it? For example, out of proper research to find another better example, I'll put Japreza and Winky D. Are they able to fill the same venues that South African artists fill in Zim? That is something that has been boggling my mind for a lot of time.
If I'm being honest, in terms of rating, I don't think the guys can sustain numbers. If we were to pick numbers,
Winky D is big in Zimbabwe, bro.
yeah, that's
In
what I'm saying.
Zim.
In Zimbabwe, you can fill up a stadium.
13
but
million.
You can't do a venue the size of Glamis in South Africa, man. Yeah, that's something we need to develop. Hence, that's why I'm being patriotic to them, so that they get the momentum, the financial bump. Winky D can fill a stadium in Zimbabwe, but couldn't fill Glamis Arena size venue in any other country.
Okay, but ukanyatsoshtarisa kambozadzawo like the HICC like twice.
Yeah.
Album launch. That was the album launch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. But the reason why I exclaim on that point is the followership of Zimbabwe isn't quite really loyal when we leave Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is a solid venue for a Zimbabwean artist.
Right.
But by contrast, say Burna Boy, there's probably smaller artists in Nigeria who can fill a stadium size venues in Nigeria. So I think as an evolution for our industry, we need Zimbabweans to rally behind Zimbabwe.
I think overall, it's more of a culture identity type of thing.
Yeah.
Before we appeal to Zimbabwean people,
Yeah.
we need to actually find our cultural identity, if I'm not mistaken. For example, what type of genre does Winky D sing? It's a question that I've always asked people. What genre does he sing specifically?
That's a very good question. But does good music have to be classified, if ever?
But then we are in an era whereby most people are classified according to what do you do. You get it?
Yep.
We have hip hop artists who are thriving. You get it? For example, them Holy Tens, them playing fours. It's a beautiful scenery when it comes to the hip hop industry in Zimbabwe. But then if ever we are to say which other genre whereby we're saying that Grammy Awards, shout out to Grammy, they recently acknowledged Chimurenga music.
Nice.
They recently, put it together.
Yeah.
They recently acknowledged Chimurenga music as a genre that people can apply for and win a Grammy.
Okay.
According to the stats for the Grammy Award, which I think is one of the biggest awards in the world, on the planet.
Right.
You see? So moving on towards that, if ever Winky D was to apply for a Grammy, which Japreza plays the mbira, which plays ushaya mbira, which plays as a band, which plays ushaya music, if ever we are to listen to it, we can actually classify him according to a specific genre. You get it?
Which is an existing problem in Zimbabwe. Like, a lot of artists take a fusion of genres that have had greats, and they fuse those to make their own music. So maybe the problem is of classification and identifying a new name for a classification. So I would say Winky D maybe should take a step forward and name his genre.
Yeah.
Then we don't have a problem.
I still feel like there was a slight gap in between. I'm not really well vexed when it comes to Winky D's craft. You get it? But then I've been paying enough attention to understand that Begulama Ninja.
Right.
Like there used to be Ninja Winky D. You get it? There was the ninja phase of
That
Winky
was
D.
his dancehall.
Yeah,
moment,
and
right?
she's right. That was dancehall.
Yeah.
But then the moment we phased into Extraterrestrial, which has really much big hits, but I still feel like from Disappear, Winky D disappeared. But then we from Disappear, which sounded. It sounded like Afro. No, it's not Afro pop because that was slightly high pace.
Yeah, it's a fusion of some sort. Our problem here is identifying what it should be named as. But in as far as good music, it is good music.
It is.
Yeah, it's good music. Yeah. Just like what's that? I can't enunciate, but it's Gom.
Yeah.
It became Gom after they named it.
But Gom existed. Catch me up. Gom existed for 1 year.
Yes.
Gom came through from January to January. Gom disappeared.
And disappeared.
And then we had Amapiano all of a sudden.
Yes.
So South Africa is able to move on from one genre that comes with its dances, that comes with its music, that comes with its fashion, and it goes. Now we have Amapiano. Amapiano has birthed a lot of artists.
Exactly.
Then my point comes to the fore. South Africa rallies behind its own. It rallied behind Amapiano so much that Nigerians in South Africa sold the idea of Amapiano to Nigerians in Nigeria, and they started the wave of Amapiano in Nigeria.
I think
we need something like that as Zimbabweans.
I think slightly let's bring it home.
Yeah.
We have an existing politics in music. You get it?
Yeah.
We have people who rally up behind Winky D, even if he drops one album per year.
Yeah.
We have people who compare Winky D to Japreza.
Yeah.
Who is able to drop 2 albums, not like I'm putting a polarity in between these 2 artists, but then I'm saying we have Japreza who's able to release 2 albums in 1 year, launches them in 2 different cities, major cities, Bulawayo and Harare. There was Chiremerera and Maita Basababa. Please correct me.
Maita Baba.
Which is Maita Baba. You get it? But then these 2 heavyweight artists are being now almost they are being, when it comes to radio play, they are now being compared with the new age artists, which includes the new crop that has I still don't know if Holiton is new crop or old crop, but then we have Volts JT, who's headlining with Casper University, like I said. We have K-Flow. K-Flow is a really big hit maker right now. Yeah, so we have Natty O, who still headlined the numbers recently with Nyasha David. Guys, you guys should look it up. So now, instead of people looking up to Japreza and Winky D, I feel like people should move on from that and be like, Japreza, Winky D, or Natty O, K-Flow, Volts, JT, Holy 10. There's a new crop of culture that is happening in Zim that we should look into.
I subscribe to the notion. So it is safe to say that people are not of the culture of listening to music and valuing it or putting in its place rather than following people. Because what you just described is people following Japreza, people following Winky D, and that gives them the polarity that they have. So I really do think the arts culture should seep into to the population.
But Jean Potaura Papa, I really do agree with you, Kuti. I think maybe Anufano Tongo Neima Yakechi.
I think so.
Genre.
I really think
and
so.
There's that.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned a time where you were like, South Africans, they, give a vibe to something. Chinoto Pushwa, you can tell the whole country is ablaze.
Yeah.
It's on it.
Yeah.
Monom Zimbabwe, I think maybe we do like that.
We have no zeal.
Atina.
We do not love our own.
Atina.
We don't carry
exactly
the love that an artist puts into their work.
So or maybe there's people, they are trying. They are trying. Anonzani, this guy Enzo recently said he dropped a G and the G piano something. Anyone ever heard of it?
The same way Tanto Wavy dropped it's called
Trap Suit.
Yes, there was Trap Suit, then there's the second one. It's called Amasungura. Yes. So we have Amasungura, and then if I'm not mistaken, there's the other one that is called Amambirano. You get it? So I still think because of that, we have a culture of waiting for other people to do something.
Exactly.
You get it? The same way we have a culture as Zimbabweans, kuti artist in opera. You get it? Listen, Joe Thomas, Craig Davids, they still play shows up until today in New York.
Right.
But why is it that if ever we are to put someone like Van Toga, who came through during COVID, but then this is 2023 and Van Toga.
So we agree it's a culture problem. We do not embrace the art. Because right now, like you were saying, Joe Thomas, Tony Braxton, Tamia, they're old as hell, man.
But the music still sounds good.
They still sell shows.
Yeah.
So my question comes through to the people who are watching at home, to all waiters, as we're watching while we wait. So we chose to actually call you guys waiters. So in the waiting room, while we wait, guys, we're saying, is the Zimbabwean music culture expiring, or are we actually cultivating that? Do artists expire? Does music expire? Or we are saying that our artists basically just can't stand the duration? So the same way I can get to ask that, the last hit song that you actually heard on radio, the Zimbabwean hit song, there was in my head, my most favorites, there was Fire Emoji. Right now there's Ihulumende. From a Bulawayo perspective, guys, it's called Uhulumende. It's not Uhulumende.
Right, it's Uhulumende.
Yeah, but shout out to the guys who put together the piece. But then I'm saying, which other hit songs do you know that trended in Zim Which other ones, for example?
I.
Yeah, but I'm saying, do you know why I'm saying that? Is saying that what is the duration for a hit song? How long does a hit song last in Zimbabwe before artists start to appear? Yeah.
The period is getting shorter and shorter of limelight.
That's true.
The period is as long as the next artist releases their next best thing. So people's attention span, like I will keep repeating.
Yeah.
We are not appreciating the art. We are like on a competition of sorts for artists. Enzo Aishal releases this week. If Holiton releases next week, Enzo's thing is now shelved. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
So it's a culture problem in my perspective.
Yeah, I think we actually count on kupera kwa these artists. Man, but a lot of people, they don't really like, they can endorse maybe pachino tanga, and then
I think it's really something about tradition. It's really something about the art itself. It's really something about culture. And speaking of culture, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to shout out to our sponsors, Jacaranda Culture and Media Corporation, who are actually making this proudly happen. And we would also like to say shout out to Eyes of 263, who are actually pushing us to be online and do all these online things like clothes on the washing line. Into what you were going to, guys. Hashtag stop drug abuse. Stop all these substance abuse, guys. Stop all of these things.
stop.
Tabuka. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Nilai dombo. Dombo ndere mabombo. Yeah, but then we were going into kombucha. You were saying something interesting about kombucha.
Okay, so I was privy to a conversation. Allegedly, kombucha as a product is supposed to be an herbal concoction that has health benefits for a wide range of ailments in both men and women, young and old. But there's a story that I heard which got me thinking. How does kombucha arrive in Zimbabwe as one of the leading products right now on the street? Who's making it? What are actually its benefits? Who's done the grading or taken a deep look at it as a product for consumption in Zimbabwe? So the story goes, there's one lab tech who's put his hands on this product. He drank it once and had trouble with his tummy.
Right.
Then there were three actually. They had the same drink. Two of them fell to this problem. Yeah. One was fine.
Right.
Then they brushed it off. The same guy took a second drink of this. It's a separate day. Had the same problem. So him being a lab tech, it took his interest, and he went with it to the lab and tested a sample of it, where he found traces of red blood cells in it. So now the question for me is a big question mark. Who's put this thing in the Zimbabwean market, and the health implications of it? Who's really put it under the microscope? So I take it the health department has been put in knowledge of what's happening, and they're going to look at it. But I'll put this question out there before products and things hit the street in Zimbabwe. Who's taking care of what qualifies to be consumed by the masses?
I heard of kombucha from a Tyler Perry movie.
What?
Yeah, like there's a part of I think I'm forgetting the Tyler Perry movie whereby they actually dropped fresh kombucha.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, I need to get some fresh kombucha. And I was like, and then in my head, the first time I heard of kombucha, it sounded like a car. Same way it's like a chair. You see. So I thought kombucha. You know what I'm saying?
But fresh
Yeah.
kombucha, is it not like, okay, please don't nail me for this one. It's just a genuine question. So it might come off as dumb, but right. The same way you make, the same way you make smoothies for these American people, isn't it just maybe kuti you mix a certain variety of my ingredients or fruits or maybe ginger, whatever, you just make a juice out of it. Personally,
I think
not kuti munhu otobika ototi mubhotoro and just sell.
The fermentation process is actually the same.
It's the same.
Fermentation, the whole process of making kombucha is actually the same.
And the fun thing about this kombucha on the street, I actually heard it has levels. It's not just
but then
one. Like
the municipality of Harare recently actually told their workers not to consume it at work.
Yeah.
Get it?
Okay.
So which means it contains a certain percentage of alcohol. So to hold you a bit, this kombucha that we're getting, like mostly, I've been seeing it in the street. You get it? And it comes in certain grades, because I was asking someone that, this kombucha that you're drinking, this fresh kombucha that you're drinking, where do you get it? And how do you know that it's the one? Because for now, I'm not really well educated about kombucha.
Yeah.
You get it? And from the sources that I would like to get my products from, basically these proper established franchise supermarkets. You get it? We have a wide line of supermarkets in Zimbabwe that we properly trust, that we get our groceries and everything from.
Yeah.
So why can't I find this kombucha in proper grocery stores?
Yeah.
You get it? And it comes in grades. I think there's a grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, and most of the people that I actually talk to who actually consume fresh kombucha, they tell me about which one kicks in better. Which means this thing is actually a stimulant.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's mostly likely like an alcohol beverage that you can take off. Like imagine if you could consume Castle Lager. You get it? If you consume Black Label off the shelf while at work. You get it? So I think there's a slight gap in the approval system currently.
It being just on the street means it's either jumping the red tape around the proper channels of introducing a product into the market.
right.
So, whose approval has been jumped is the question. And how is it on the streets still? Because it's been here for a while now. Yeah. And for me to dive into the implications of this, finding a red blood cell trace in a drink, he took it to a different lab from where he works and asked them to rerun it. Maybe he did it wrong.
Okay.
They found the same red blood cells. Then they distanced themselves from this issue, saying if you go anywhere with this issue, it's going to grow in magnitude. So we'd rather be distant from it. But then behind the scenes, they went and bought their own sample, which shows that it was the same batch. They bought their own sample, a different bottle, sampled it, and it came out with the same red blood cell trace. Which means if I am overthinking it, there could be a level of genetic modification happening already.
Okay.
I'm overthinking it, but it's a possibility. So we really need to be careful with these things.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I also had a question, like, does this kombucha thing have like an age restriction? Can anybody drink it? Can a child?
The moment people are taking it at work, and the moment they're taking it at places that require mechanical engineering and etc., I think it has to be restricted, because the moment it has a kick, we already know that. It's like taking other substances during working hours.
Yeah.
But then, guys, we are still here on While We Wait, and this has been our first episode, guys. I've been having the Black Skin Messiah! And of course, over here we have...
It's time.
Yes, guys, it has been an exciting episode. It has been really, really mind-blowing.
True.
Space going, mind blowing, everything throwing.
Right.
And of course, I've been continuing the Urban Militant, and we've been here with while we wait for everything, guys. While we're in life, while we wait for the opportunities, while we wait for you to get your next award, while we wait for you to get your next big break, we are saying, come through, Zwagala, we are Ugaraba, and we talk about it. While we wait for everything that you're expecting, if you're an entrepreneur, creative, and everything else, we're saying we are here for you, and we want to chop it up with you. We want to break it down to the detail, to the finest, and everything that goes noticed or unnoticed. And we are still here, proudly brought to you by Eyes of 263, guys, and proudly brought to you by JCMC Studios. Put your hands together! I like doing that. And this has been another exciting episode, guys. So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you follow us, guys, because this is our first episode and we want to be followed, guys. So go on to our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, comment, like, subscribe, and share. And make sure you say your values, and you make sure you tell us which guest you want to see on the next episode of While We Wait. And while we wait for that, let's go.
Cheers, guys.
Applause.